Hey y'all,
This is Beyond 21 with Caitlin,
and Callie.
and today we have got a little bit of some crazy stuff going on. This is our second episode that we're recording today. So if you haven't listened to the one before this one, go listen to that one first and then come back and listen to this one. So today I've got a little disclaimer for you guys. If you're a male, you do not like talking about menstrual cycles
Or the gynecologist.
Anything to that nature, don't
Listen any further.
don't go any further than right here. Today we're going to be talking about getting a Pap smear for the very first time.
Whoop whoop. Which we've only had one in general anyway, so we only can speak on the first time.
We're going to talk about all the things people tell you about
The false things that people
false
tell you.
things, the real things, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that. We're going to give a little word for from our sponsors next, and then
We'll get back with you.
we'll get back into it. All right, so Callie, what year did you get your Pap smear, your very first one?
The same year you did.
Okay, so it's 2022. You got yours after me.
Mm-hmm. It was only like a month apart though.
Right, okay.
Because here's the deal. Let me go back.
So how old were you then?
In 2022?
Yeah.
21.
Okay, you were 21. I was 22, about to be 23.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because it was in like November, December.
yeah,
I think I got mine in December.
Okay, I got mine in November.
Here was the deal. I had been going to the gynecologist because I had been having some problems. And
You've been going to the gynecologist since you were just starting your
14,
period, right?
14-ish.
Okay.
It wasn't like regular yearly basis. It was really just when I needed to go. But there toward the 21 age, I was going consistently. And I mean like months apart in the same year. But here's the thing is I was concerned about the Pap smear. Caitlin had put it off. And I asked her about it. And she said, you don't really need to get one till you're 21. And I was like, okay.
And that's why I was putting it off.
And so I told Caitlin, I said, you need to go. And she was like, well, I don't want to go by myself. And I don't want to do it, And I was like, I'll do it first. And I'll tell you how it goes. I just want you to go. And she was like, okay, well, when you turn 21, we'll go together.
Yes.
So we made an appointment to go together, but then that kind of fell through because they couldn't do both at the same day.
Yeah, why?
I mean, really, we're both already in there. Just
do
get it
mine
done
first, and then you can do hers. Like, it's really not that big of a deal.
Right.
And, okay, so here's my backstory. The reason why I was so scared to go. When I was like, I guess 10, 11, 12, 13, in that range, somewhere, I remember Mama and our Aunt Nelda, that has passed away now, but at the time, she was very healthy, and Mama and her, they were going on a regular basis. Every year, you're supposed to go every year. If they find something abnormal, they want you to come every year, but if they don't find anything abnormal, they'll wait for 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like every year you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally.
It might have been like that back in the day, though.
Well, yeah, I would recommend going every year.
I would too.
You won't be sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. So they were talking about it, and they were like, when you turn 20, they said 18. They said when you turn 18, you have to go get a Pap smear. And I was like, well, what's a Pap smear? And they were like,
I always thought that was the thing with your boobies. That's a mammogram.
I
said a monogram.
That's a monogram.
No, you should have done this, dummy. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, so they were like, I was like, well, what's a Pap smear? And they were like, well, that's when you go and they look in your nether regions. And they
scrape you with a wire brush.
That's what they said. They said they scrape you with a wire brush. Okay, Mama worked at O'Reilly Auto Parts. No shout out for O'Reilly Auto Parts. And not a sponsor of this show. She worked there. And I always would go with her to work. Well, not always, but sometimes I'd go to work.
It was so fun going to work with Mama. I don't know why. It didn't matter where she worked.
Putting up parts for O'Reilly's. Like, she was like, this part goes here. And we like memorized the store, and we would help her put up stock.
It was so fun.
Child labor laws could have come in there and got us, but we were working. Anyway. Unpaid, yeah. Working for free and helping them get paid. Anyway.
We were interning.
Yeah.
12-year-old interns.
In my mind, a wire brush was this right here. I'm going to put it right here so you guys know. But a wire brush was that. Like, big old long brush with long bristle.
I kind of think of the girl scrapers.
Yeah, and like...
Or like one of those things in a lab.
Yeah, like in my mind, a wire brush was like very hard wire. Like, it's not bristles, okay? But it was bristles. I didn't know that then, okay? So I was absolutely terrified. I did not want to go get a Pap smear because I was so scared of like how bad it was going to hurt. And then you get on TikTok because you know the time's coming around, and then they start saying that it hurts, that it's very uncomfortable. You know, if they do it the wrong way, it could cause infections, blah, 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 blah. I was getting into the rabbit hole on a Pap smear because I was like, what is a rabbit? Not
What's a rabbit hole?
What is a rabbit hole? What is a Pap smear? How does that work? They started explaining it, and there was very few videos that said that it wasn't painful. Because why would the people that said it wasn't painful go on TikTok and make just a mundane video about a Pap smear? That's what we're doing here today, people.
Forewarning. Do not fear, okay?
Don't fear a Pap smear. That's the new slogan for the day. Don't fear the Pap smear.
That's so funny.
I love that. I see you didn't like the colors I put on.
I did, but I just want a difference.
That was kind of a Tourette's move that I just did.
Not making fun of Tourette's.
No, but that was just kind of like the TikTok Tourette's people. Like, sometimes I think they're doing that for clout. Anyway, if you're not, I'm sorry, but you kind of
come off that way,
giving me that vibe. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk about my Pap smear experience first, and then you can talk about yours.
Okay.
I knew.
Did you hear that?
I don't know. Anyway, I knew that I needed to get a Pap smear. It was getting about that time, and me and Blake had decided that we were going to start trying to have a baby. And I thought,
need to get this checked out.
I need to get this guy checked. This gal. I'm sorry, not this guy. This gal checked. I got to get this thing checked out. Because there's no way that if something like serious was going on.
Just pause for a minute. Every time
Did you say just polish for a minute? Because that's what I heard. Just polish for a minute.
Pause. Pause. Every time you say this guy, like you always say, fix this guy up. And she's not ever actually talking, like she'll be like, fix this guy up. And she always says this guy about a thing. And it's so funny because my teacher, or my professor,
like,
Zanzig, he always says, all right, let's take a look at this guy. And then he'll start writing the equation on or whatever. And I'm just like, that's funny. Like, but it makes me think of you. And then when you say it, it makes me think of him. And I don't like that as much. But
you like it the other way around.
Anyway, that guy.
But this gal, like I said, if you're a guy, don't listen. If you're a real guy, not if you're this guy. But if you're a real guy, you don't want to listen to this because we're getting into the female body anatomy. I don't want to say the word because I feel like that's a little bit inappropriate for people that are listening.
You know what we're talking about. So
you know what we're talking about. The nether regions. Okay.
Here.
Right here. For females. I don't know why we're ashamed to say the word, but I feel like people have made it.
I'm not necessarily ashamed. I just don't like it.
I don't like the word, but anyway, you know what we're talking about.
Your private area.
Private parts, ladies. Your lady business.
There you go. Very podcasty.
Lady business. Anyway, so I scheduled my appointment. What?
That's what the title of this thing should be. Lady business. Well, maybe not. It's debatable.
Get your lady business checked. That's gonna be what I'm gonna post at the front of the video.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so I scheduled my appointment, and Callie was telling me about the girl that she went to. Did you have your IUD in at this point in time? You did, didn't you? Okay, so Callie was like, go to her. She's young, she made me feel really comfortable.
First of all, her name was Natalie, and she wasn't there any longer.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, that they, when I called to get mine scheduled, I was like, I want Natalie. And she was like, Natalie's not here, but I have Mallory. And I was like, I don't want Mallory. I want Natalie. She was like, well, she's not here, but her and Mallory.
I actually asked him, I said, where did she go?
Where is she?
She moved out of state, though. So.
But she was like, well, her and Natalie are around the same age. They were very close friends. She was like, so I will put you with Mallory. And I was so scared because I was like, Callie doesn't know Mallory. this isn't right. And I definitely didn't want to go to one of the male doctors, so I immediately got on Harbin Clinic's website, and I was looking to find out who Mallory was. I saw a picture of Mallory. I was like, okay, she looks like she's kind of cool. And
Indeed she is.
Indeed she is. So I went to my appointment, which was in November, and I went in there, and they were like, okay.
And we didn't even get to go together.
No, we didn't.
You called me right after.
I asked them, I was like, well, can I bring my sister to sit in there with me? Because I'm really upset. And they were like, no, we can't have other people in there. Only if you're pregnant. I wasn't pregnant, so I, couldn't do that. And so we get in there, and the lady, they've got your little gown, your little paper gown.
It's not a gown, it's a sheet.
Really a jacket. What they gave me was like it's like a paper smock.
They don't ever give me that.
They gave me that. It was like a pink paper smock. Or maybe it was white. But anyway, it has armholes in it and a slit down this way.
Oh,
and
a little robe.
Yeah, it's basically like a little robe, but it's short-sleeved. Mm-hmm. Well,
that's what I mean.
Anyway, it's a smock jacket thing. And they were like, take all your clothes off and put this on. All your clothes.
They didn't make me do that.
I left my socks on.
I bet you were self-conscious about it too. Like, should I take? Like, no, they're gonna wonder why I have my socks on.
Honestly, like, it's weird that you're butt naked, but you leave your socks on. I did it, and I'm not ashamed. Because, like, I was like, I don't have my toenails painted. My feet are kind of white. Like, I don't want them looking at my toes. Like,
I love how they're going to look at you, but you don't want them looking at your toes.
So I'm in there, right? I'm about to get really graphic here. Y'all hang with me. I was checking the time to make sure the time was right. So I have 10 minutes to say this.
I thought you were going to push one of those. I said, no, don't.
No. That was inappropriate. What's about to be inappropriate is what I'm about to say. So I'm in the little gown. She says, take all your clothes off. I take all my clothes off. I get in the gown. I'm nervous. You know what happens when I'm nervous? My heart beating like that. You know what happens when I'm nervous? I sweat.
I do too.
You know what was sweating? My butt crack. That was inappropriate. But I'm just getting down to the nitty gritty with y'all.
Cut loose.
Yeah, we're cutting loose.
We
gave y'all the disclaimer. This episode is not made for kids, and I make sure that's specified on Spotify. So if there's children watching this, parents, you need to do better about watching your children and what they watch. So anyway, butt crack sweating, armpits sweating. I'm nervous. I've never met this person. They're about to be digging around in my lady business. I wanted to know why I was having to take my shirt off. I had no idea why I was having to take my shirt off. They did not tell me I was getting a mammogram. Not a mammogram, but they were going to...
They were going to make biscuits.
Fill around on my upper lady business. And I wasn't comfortable with that, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to do it. So we did it. She comes in. I thought it was just going to be me and her. It was me, her, and a nurse. I thought, wow, now I'm really in it because both of these women are watching. I thought the nurse was going to stand over here beside me. She's like, lay down. And I was already prepared.
Come on.
I was already prepared.
Come on.
They said you would need to scoot all the way to the end. You know what I did? I scooted all the way to the end. Your butt cheeks need to be like almost falling off the table. That's how they want you. They can't get up in there and look if you're not all the way to the edge of the table.
Do you keep your legs together until they say, let your knees fall apart?
Yes.
I do
was like, I don't want you to look at it. And I had that thing shaved up good, so they did not. You need to have it clean cut for when they come.
Can I just say,
when they come in there, you don't want to be looking gross when you go in there. If that's your thing to be that way, but don't be that way when you go to the doctor because that's kind of gross to me. I didn't want to be looking like that when I went in there. I'm so conscious about stuff. I would be embarrassed if they seen one speck of a shadow.
Can I just say, do you ever miss just one?
I miss just one sometimes. And then I'm like, oh, man. But I'll leave it. I'm not going back and getting it. Anyway.
I'm saying the next time you're in the shower.
I hope Daddy don't listen to this episode.
I didn't even think about
Let's
that.
just tell Daddy don't listen to this episode.
No, just leave it.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, he's going to be in for a surprise.
It's still funny.
But yeah.
But he might be sitting there thinking, oh, God.
He's probably thinking, God, I wish I would have listened to this.
God, pal, why did you...
Why were y'all talking about that? He's going to be so disappointed, but we told you, Daddy, don't listen to this episode. So anyway.
I'm not telling him nothing.
I'm going to tell him don't listen to it if you don't want to hear me and Callie get down to the nitty gritty.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so scoot to the edge of the table. I was scooted. She was like, put your legs in the stirrups.
Let them fall
I've got them
apart.
sitting like this, like real close, real close. Because, they tell you at school, you need to keep your legs crossed as a female. You need to make sure you keep your legs crossed. Don't spread them apart. That's nasty. So I've been conditioned. I was keeping them closed. And she was like, let your knees fall. So I opened them up, and she was like, let your knees fall open. And I was like, spread eagle. I was like, this isn't right. This isn't right. Like, I feel inappropriate right now.
That was the first time you'd ever been on the table like that, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they've got this little light. It's warming. So it's a little warm light. They're shining down there at it. And I'm like, gosh, if I missed a hair, she's going to see it. And I was like, what if I poop?
That's what I'm always worried about. I'm like, man, this is a great time for my stomach to all of a sudden decide that I need to poot bad. And you're just like, you're tensed up. And she's like, you don't have to, don't
Relax. They know when you're not relaxing.
Yeah, they're like, relax. You don't tense up. Relax. And I'm like, if I relax, I might relax too much. You might get a whiff of my poot that just let out.
Relax that sphincter.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so she did that, and what they do, she was explaining it to me before she did it, because she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm nervous, like, I'm scared. I was like, I've never done this before, and it's really weird that somebody's down there, because I've never had somebody down there other than my husband. And she was like, it's okay. She was like, don't be nervous, it's totally, she told me her story. She was like, I was so nervous the first time I did it that when I was peeing in a cup for the testing, she was like, I was so nervous I knocked the cup of pee over in the floor in the bathroom. She was like, and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, you make me feel better. So they take this little brush.
Your sob story makes me feel better.
Yeah. They take this little brush, it's like this long, and it's a plastic brush with plastic bristles.
Very flexible.
Very flexible, and it's not a wire brush, it's not big, and they just go through your cervix, because your cervix is like this big, it's shaped like a donut, and there's a little hole in the middle, and they just get some scrapings off of the cervix, and then they'll test them to see if you have any cervical abnormality. Is that the word? Abnormalities?
Yeah.
They'll do that, but they'll stick this little, what's it called? The little thing that spreads it open. They stick this little metal thing in there, and it cranks open to where you can't close your canal, to where they can't get in there and do their business. But anyway, I think she felt around in there to make sure, she was feeling around in there to make sure there wasn't any like lumps or anything in the opening. And honestly, like, it was not as bad as I had made it out in my mind. And then after that, she was feeling around on my chest and making sure Speculum, yes. Making sure I didn't have any lumps or anything under my armpits. And she was like not looking. And that made me feel better that she wasn't looking. Like, she was like, she was looking me in the eyes while she was doing it. So
but
she wasn't making me feel uncomfortable.
But like, even when she's down there, she'll tell you, okay, I'm about to touch you with this, or,
Yeah, she's not like jabbing stuff around, and she's like very easy with it. She's like, I know that this is not the most comfortable, because honestly, let's be honest, like, it's not the most comfortable thing that has ever happened, but it didn't hurt. She was like, you may feel a little pinch. It didn't hurt. It was a pinch, but like, honestly, it wasn't bad. And I felt so empowered. When I left there, I was like, man, I can do anything. So that was my story. So now we're going to get into Callie's story. We're going to take a little short break so we can reset our stuff, but then we're going to get into Callie's story. All right, so Callie, get into your story.
So, after Caitlin had called me after she got done with hers, I knew if Caitlin thought it wasn't bad, it was going to be a cakewalk for me. No disrespect to you at all, but I have a higher pain tolerance than Caitlin does.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Mentally, I do.
Oh, your mentality is better than mine, but as far as pain is concerned,
Well, my body doesn't.
My body
Takes disrespect to pain because it just will pass out on a whim.
My body can take a lot of pain, but I'm more scared of the thought of
See, I'm fine with the thought, but my body literally will not. It'll say, all right, I'm out.
Her body's
and then
like,
we'll go.
Her body's like, peacing out.
I'm not dealing with this.
She's like, faint.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh. Anyway, so when I went a month later. I was already 21. I had turned 21 in November, and I went by myself and was checking out this new Mallory girl, and Caitlin said she was really sweet, so I just took her word for it. I literally didn't take another thought.
Warned Mallory. I was like, Mallory, my sister's coming on this date to see you, so give her the good treatment.
Yeah, and so when I got there, I was like, yeah, my sister just came to you a month ago, and she was like, oh, okay, yeah, you look familiar. And I was like, well, it's because it was her, not me. Yeah. And then anyway, so she did obviously the same thing, which I didn't have to do any kind of gown. Like, they literally just gave me the big old paper sheet like they usually do.
They gave me the luxury.
They didn't do that with me.
Part of the experience.
They didn't do that with me, but I was okay with that. So I just took the bottom half off.
Oh, you didn't have to get your breast exam?
I think I just pulled my shirt up.
That's probably, she probably wasn't planning on doing that. That's probably why they didn't give you the gown.
Yeah. Or that might have been the time that I had just gone to the breast doctor.
Oh, yeah, I bet that's what it was. I told him to give me the works.
Yeah, so,
do the full workup on me.
So, they just gave me a little sheet and was like, okay, get your bottom half undressed and then we'll come back. And so I did. And I hate the sheet because
it's crunchy.
It's like my bare butt cheeks are on the table. Obviously, they got one of those other little sheets on the table, but still, like, my bare butt cheeks are on the table, and I'm taking this sheet and I'm wrapping it around my back.
Yeah, so when they walk in, they don't see your butt crack.
Yeah. And so, anyway, so she comes in, and, we do the thing where, she's like, scoot to the end of the table, which I usually try to get to the edge of the table, but when they pull that extra thing out so that, you can scooch, it's hard to line yourself up. And so, anyway, so I literally was like this,
it's like,
and
your back is basically like on the edge of the thing. Your butt cheeks are like all the way off just about.
So we do the thing of let your knees fall apart, and then I'm like, I don't think you want me to do that. I really have to poot right now. And anyway, I have to relax. But anyway, I had already been through this before with not a Pap Smear, with the IUD.
Which is 100 times worse.
I'm expecting no pain because I'd already experienced a great deal of pain with the IUD.
And a great deal of pain.
And Caitlin said that it was not bad. And so I was like, okay, I can handle this. And so she gets in there and she's like, okay, like I'm about to put this down here, a little gel, whatever. So that they can like open up or whatever. Because she feels inside first too. And she's like, all right, I got a little gel on my fingers and I'm about to feel around. And I'm like, okay.
And it's warm too. It's not any cold gel. It's warmed up too.
She did come in with a nurse and she was like, is it fine that she's in here? I was like, yeah, go for it. I don't care. And because at this point, I didn't care anymore. Like, the first time it was scary going and them looking in there and whatever, but
I feel like it would have been worse if it was a male.
Yeah, I'd already gone so many times it didn't bother me. And so, she gets in there and she's like, all right, you're all set. And I'm like, you're done? And
that's what I said too. Or so, is that it? And she was like, that's all?
And she was like, that's all. And I was like, I didn't feel that. And she was like, I mean, it's really not bad at all. And I was like, I literally did not feel that. And I said, I guess it's because the IUD prepared me. And she said, yeah, a lot of people say, if they have the IUD and then they do this, it's nothing. And I said, I literally did not hurt one bit. Yeah. Not one bit. Because I had already dealt with all the pain from the IUD and I expected so much worse. And so, like, my experience is really short and quick. But, I mean, it was nothing for me because, like I said, several times before, I'd already had the worst pain and worst experience there when I got the IUD and passed out because of all the pain. And I was by myself. And so, I actually think Mama went with me because I can't go to the doctor anymore by myself.
Not after the whole birth control.
And it's not because I'm not allowed to, but, like, nobody wants me to because of the whole passing out ordeal. And it's also just the fact that, like, just in case, like, we know how you are. You are liable. You are probably going to pass out. So we're just going to go anywhere. Take precaution, And so, anyway, it wasn't bad. I would literally do that. If that was my job, I would do that every day. because
Yeah, it's not
it
bad.
was nothing.
And so
I will say, since my experience was so quick, though, the other day when I went, because I've had this cyst problem, and we'll talk about it in another episode.
yeah.
But they did have to look in there and fill in there with that being
Was
there.
it Mallory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was unshaven, and I didn't realize that until I was sitting there. Like when I pulled my pants down, I was like, and I was so embarrassed, and I was like, I didn't shave, and it was because I was on my period. I don't shave when I'm on my period because that's just the worst. I'm not vibing with that.
Honestly,
because I'm already hurting. I am not taking the extra time in the shower to manicure myself down there.
well, you know what?
There's no point.
There's
I like a clean shave after.
We're not shaming anybody that shaves, doesn't shave, grows a bush.
I don't care what you do.
You do what you want to do with your body. I definitely don't care. But for me personally, as a woman, people know you can't shave it every single day.
No.
Because it will quite literally give you razor burn.
And it will itch.
So,
like the razor burn makes you itch a little.
You kind of got to give it a week.
Yeah.
To where it can grow out enough to where it doesn't hurt, because for me at least, like when you try, even if you put shaving cream on it or whatever.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's still gonna hurt, and it's like the razor will do like that, and it will cut you so quick. Mm-hmm. So like,
But I did tell Mallory that. I was like, I'm sorry I haven't shaved. I was like, I'm on my period, and I just don't shave on my period. She was like, girl, it's fine. I see all kinds of things. And I was like, okay, that's okay. So she's very good. I recommend go see Mallory at Harbin Women's Center. She is great. She's like our age. She's
a little older than us. I would be willing to bet she's about
like 27, 28.
I would say 27, 28. Mm-hmm. She's really
But she seems
sweet.
like she's like 20.
Oh yeah, and she's
so down to earth. Like
she's not judgmental at all. Like she
very understanding. She's good to talk to.
Yeah, she was the one that every time I needed a cervical check, I requested her, because she was so nice. And like, normally cervical checks they kind of hurt. I've heard they never hurt for me, because she was so gentle with it. She was like, this is why they don't hurt, because the way she did it. She was like, I found that it's easier to do this way than to do it a different way. So, but yeah, Mallory at Harbin Clinic Women's Center in Rome, Georgia. She is top tier.
And she's unbelievably helpful.
Yes, she's gonna get down to the bottom of it, and she's a physician's assistant. So even though she's not one of the main four doctors, to me, she's got better bedside manner than one of the doctors up there. He was such a turd to me. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't deserve the recognition. He was such a turd to me. But Mallory and Lindsay are the two best. Have you met Lindsay? Yes, you did. She's that real country girl that works up there. She's like from Tennessee. She come in there. She was really loud. Like she lives in Leesburg.
I don't remember.
But yeah,
sorry, Lindsay. I don't remember.
It's okay.
I have a terrible memory anyway. It's not your fault.
Yeah. But yeah, Lindsay and Mallory, I would recommend. If you can't get Mallory, definitely get Lindsay. And if you want Lindsay and you can't get her, get Mallory. Those two they're keeping that place running, I'm sure, because they are so kind, and they're not like stuck up doctors. Like sometimes doctors are a little stuck up,
and they think they're better than you,
and they act like they don't have time to deal with you. But those two women are some of the kindest people. And I think they're probably about the same age.
Probably.
But yeah, so definitely it is very important to go and get your annual Pap smear as a female.
Yeah, so do not fear the Pap smear.
Don't fear the Pap smear. Go and get it done. I would recommend when you're sexually active or when you turn 21, whichever comes first. I would recommend getting it then. Don't wait around, because you never know what could be going on with your body that you don't know of. Mm-hmm. So definitely go get it done. It's not painful. If it's painful for you, everybody's experience is different. So just because it wasn't painful for us doesn't mean that it won't be painful for you. It could be still painful for you, because we're not experts. We're not doctors here.
But it's nothing to really worry about.
No, it's not anything that's like...
It's not going to kill you, I promise. And it definitely won't make you pass out.
I would say if it hurts, it's a maximum of a 3 on a pain scale.
I wouldn't even go that high.
That's why I'm giving it a little, because it didn't hurt for me, But if you have a really, really low pain tolerance, I guess I could see where it
Yeah.
could hurt more than what it did for me. But definitely get it done. It is necessary, like prevention. That is just helping prevent you from having issues later on.
Or
So
it's just the
definitely
fact too, if there's something going on, you catch it quick.
Yeah.
So we do recommend.
Yeah, so now me and Callie are going to, since this episode was a little bit shorter, Callie's got a funny dream that I think she wanted to tell me, and then I have some news that I want to share.
I want that first.
Okay, so the news that I want to share.
Oh, you weren't gonna.
Drum roll. That's not a drum roll, but anyway. So my Aerosmith concert finally got a date.
Good.
So
now you get to go.
last year I bought concert tickets in I think April. I bought them for Aerosmith, their farewell or peace out tour. They're touring with the Black Crowes.
That's the last time they'll ever tour.
That's what it says. But they're all like in their mid 70s, so I would assume it's probably gonna be the last time they tour. So the concert was scheduled for like January 13th, I think.
Yep.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was the week before my birthday. So it was going to be on January 13th of 2024. When I went into the hospital to have Halen on October 2nd, I got an email on my phone. Actually, it popped up because my tickets are in my Apple Wallet. It popped up and it said event has been changed. I clicked on it and it told me that the date was to be announced. And it said that Steven Tyler, which is the front man, the lead singer of Aerosmith, had fractured his larynx, so like somewhere in his throat, his voice box, whatever it is. He had fractured his larynx, and they did not know when or if he would actually be able to go on tour again. What?
I thought of the Among Us.
Okay, she's going to tell an Among Us story here in a minute. Anyway, so I found out right before I had Halen that I was not going to probably be seeing Aerosmith in concert for a really long time, if ever. And like that really scared me because like Aerosmith is even though I named my child after Van Halen, Aerosmith goes above Van Halen. Halen is just a better girl's name than Tyler.
Mm-hmm. If you would
And
have
I
named her
definitely
Tyler, I'd
don't
have
want to
dissed on
name.
you for that.
I definitely don't want to name my daughter Steven or Aerosmith.
Yeah.
So it just didn't go. So I was really excited to go to that concert. I had already booked the Airbnb, all that stuff, and then it got canceled. So we still had to go do the Airbnb, which Callie went with us. We recorded a lot of our podcast, our first few episodes in Knoxville. You guys don't even know it.
We cracked up so much. It was so fun. And we also had a lot of rounds of Fortnite rolling.
Yeah, we did. We had like 4 TVs going up in that place. But anyway, so
That's when Halen didn't even look this. Well, yeah, I guess she did.
She was like 3 months.
Yeah, she didn't even look the same as she does now.
She didn't. But
Still cute though.
still cute. But yeah, so it was yesterday, which was October. Yesterday was April 10th. So I got the news yesterday that the concert will be scheduled for October 5th of this year. That is the same day as Halen's birthday party. So we're going to be doing the birthday, which we were going to do the birthday party earlier in the morning anyways.
That is the same day that me and Hunter picked out to do our wedding, but it was unavailable.
I'm so glad, because I would have been missing your wedding to go to see Aerosmith.
What? No, you wouldn't.
And I'm also glad that I didn't plan your bachelorette trip for that
I know.
weekend. And I did it
I just thought that.
I did it.
You know that's
I
funny.
planned
though.
your bachelorette trip before I had Halen.
You know what's funny though?
What?
The bachelorette party is
The week after.
yeah, I know, but it's on the 12th and 13th, which is when your original Aerosmith dates were supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why. I mean,
Yeah.
it has no.
It's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. No connection.
Yes.
So.
I love how I'm doing this until you give me the word.
Yeah. Give me the word. Summon the word.
You know.
But yeah, so October 5th, 2024, I'll be going to see Aerosmith, and then we're going to have a whole episode.
You will have a packed weekend.
I'm going to have
October.
a full weekend. That morning, we're going to have Halen's birthday party.
No, but I'm saying, like, October is a big month for you. You've got Halen's birthday, Aerosmith concert, bachelorette party,
my anniversary,
and then
your
my wedding.
And that's going to be so fun. And then Halloween,
So fun.
Halen's first, like, official Halloween where we
That she can
dress her up.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Callie and Halen and Carly have the cutest type of outfit that we're gonna be. You remember? We're gonna do Barbie, Skipper, Stacy, and then Chelsea. Do you not remember me asking you and you were like, "Oh my god, that would be so cute for Halloween." We dress up as the Barbie sisters.
I thought it was something cuter than that, but
Anyway.
sure.
But yeah. So Aerosmith, October 5th. We're gonna have an episode on it, and I'm excited about that. But we're gonna take a little pause so I can reset my stuff, and then Callie's gonna tell her little stories, and we'll be done for the day.
Yep. I'm not.
Okay. Callie says she doesn't remember the dream that she had that she wanted to tell
Yes,
you.
I do.
Oh,
I just
she
never
does.
remember.
She
Okay, hush, so I can tell it. Okay, so I had a dream last night about, and I was so disrespectful there, because if I don't tell it now, I'll forget.
But I didn't take it as disrespect because I really didn't care.
Well, no. But, so the dream that I had last night, me and Caitlin were like, kind of in a, it was like a spy action kind of thing. It was like, but at the same time, it was Grand Theft Auto, okay? So, me and Caitlin were doing these spy things, and like, we were stealing cars to like go get on these missions, and I honestly, like, we had those little things where you like rappel down somewhere.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, like we had that kind of stuff going, and we were doing all these little missions, but the main mission that really just got me, and I thought it was hilarious, was because it was so dumb. There was these Christmas lights. Like, there was this archway, and there was these Christmas lights plugged in at the base. And this was in the middle of the street, but there's just these random plug-ins and then this archway. And there's these Christmas lights hanging on them. And so our mission was to destroy these lights. Okay, so Caitlin's over there distracting the people. And I walk by.
As I do.
And in Fortnite, she's the distractor. And so
Get on that dirt bike and do wheelies and flips so people shoot at me.
So in this, like, in our mission, like, I was going to destroy the lights, and I just subtly, like, unplugged the lights, and they were glass, apparently, and they weren't but, like, this far from the ground, but as soon as I unplugged them, they fell, and then they shattered. I don't know how I didn't turn heads doing that, but I kept walking, and it was slick, and our mission was accomplished, and I just thought that was so funny.
Smooth moves.
Like, that's the only thing, I mean, like I said, we were stealing cars to, like, go complete missions. We were hopping over little fields and hills and stuff, and like, I don't know, it was just fun, and I really enjoyed it until my alarm clock went off, and I was really angry.
Man, don't you hate when you can't finish a dream?
I know. And so my Among Us story, okay,
Well,
I cannot say the guy's name.
Let's tell them what Among Us is. It's a little phone game.
It's a little game on your phone. It's called Among Us. If you've never played it, please try it one time. It's just so fun. You have
there's little space alien astronauts.
Yeah, they're little astronauts.
They're on a ship.
And you get different colors, you pick different colors. And I've referenced this before.
And like, you run around and you do tasks, but there's one person
that's the imposter.
Yeah.
And the imposter goes around and kills people, okay? And
they have to hide, and nobody knows he's the imposter.
Yeah, like, nobody knows who the imposter is, and so you get to go around and kill people, and then, like, whoever finds the dead body will report it. And then you go into a voting arena, and people can text and say, "Oh, I saw Red do it," or whoever, or somebody is sus. Like, that was a big thing back.
Sus.
How long ago was that?
It was during COVID.
Okay, so it was about 4 years ago, maybe a little more than that, when we started playing. And
I think bottom dollar, 2020.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do.
It feels longer than that,
No,
but
I think it was because I was still living at home, but I was engaged.
Okay, so yeah, maybe so.
It was a COVID game.
But anyway, so we would do that, and it was fun. We would all play together. We would all have our own lobby, and then we would hide our phone from each other.
But we would gang up on other people too. Like, if one of us was the imposter, we would tell that one, and then we would
falsely accuse other people.
We would falsely accuse other people.
So that you would get them voted out,
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a very fun game. So you can create your own lobby, and that's what had happened today. I got on at like 10 o'clock this morning, and like, there was nobody playing it. There was only 3 lobbies on there, and every single one of them only had a 4-person lobby. Like, 4 people would fill the lobby, and I thought, that's kind of dumb. I like to play with more than 4 people.
10 people is ideal.
But I thought, well, I'll have a really good chance. I have a 25% chance of being the imposter, and so I was like, I'm down for that.
1 in 4.
And so I got on there, and I can't say the guy's name because it's inappropriate.
It was ugly and very inappropriate.
But it was a blue guy, because you can pick your color, like I said, and he was like an electric blue with a little police hat. And that just makes it worse.
Reminds me of Lil Wayne's.
And so I got on there, and you can chat while you're in the waiting area. And he says,
And this chat is not monitored. They're
you
letting
can censor it, like on your own settings. You can censor it,
Yeah,
but like he wasn't saying anything that needed to be censored. But it was still
kind of creepy.
So he says, hey. And usually I do text people in there. I mean, I don't know who they are, and I'm not like out. If somebody says, hey, I'll be like, sup.
But you're like, Callie's like the type, she's wanting to see if she can troll you.
But yeah, I was looking to troll this guy because of his name. Okay, this name set me off, and I was like, I gotta troll this guy. Okay, so he says, hey. I took forever, and then I said, sup. And he said, are you a girl? And I said,
but don't
what
forget,
should I say back to this?
Don't forget what happened.
Okay. So it takes me a minute to text out, because like your phone is not turned like this. It's turned sideways, and it's harder to type this way on an iPhone because it will like totally mess up what you're trying to say.
Words letters out.
So I'm trying to text, and then he sends a question mark after "Are you a girl?" like in a separate text. So it's 2 different texts he sent me while I'm trying to respond.
But tell them why he maybe asked if you were a girl.
So the name he had potentially, he seemed like he was trying to like
pick up some gals.
Yeah, he seemed like he was trying to pick up some girls, and what better way to do that than on Among Us? I mean, not farmersonly.com, not any other kind of dating website.
Not Hinge.
Just simply Among Us. That's how you find your soulmate there, I guess. And so he said, sup, or he said, hey.
No, but she was a coral pink.
Yeah.
With a halo. That's what I was getting at.
Oh, I'm sorry. So yes, my character was a coral pink, and it had a halo around it, because I thought that was cute. And my name is Dozen Tiny for whatever reason. I haven't looked into changing it. I don't even know if I can. But anyway, that's the name it gave me, so I've just left it.
That just goes to show you how non-tech savvy she is.
Yeah, so...
she doesn't even know how to change her name on Among Us.
Back to the story, though. I mean, I haven't even got to the best part. So he sends the question mark, and I'm still texting. So I said back, since he wanted to say, are you a girl, and just be like that, I said, are you a 60-year-old perv? And put a question mark. And he said...
But wait.
I know, I'm getting there.
Okay, I thought it had already happened.
No, as soon as I sent that, somebody popped in.
That's the best part.
Well, as I'm texting that, like I haven't sent it yet. I'm getting close to sending it. Somebody popped in the group, and he immediately banned them. And so it was just me and him having this conversation.
He was like, ain't nobody else coming in this room with us.
Like, usually when you get in the lobby, it'll put you in a little space seat, and you'll like jump out of it. This guy didn't get jumped out before he banned him. And I look, because he just all of a sudden disappeared, and it'll make a little noise and a red flag and tell you what happened to him. Either they left the game or whatever. And it said, the guy's name has banned whoever else it was from the room. And I was like, really?
That's giving me the ick.
It's like we're in a room together, and we got our alone time, and like it was weird. And so then I sent, are you a 60-year-old perv? Because I'm just trying to troll this guy. And he says...
She was peeved at this point.
Well, I just thought it was ridiculous. And so he says, are you a girl, though? Or said something... What did I say that he said?
I thought it was, are you a girl, though?
Yeah, he said...
Are you a girl or not? Or something.
Yeah, he was like, are you a girl or not? And I was like, is this all you have time for? And then I got banned. But I wanted to continue to troll this guy. I wish he would have just left me in the chat. And then
he was definitely,
because I just wanted to say, are you that needy for attention? But he did tell me he was 17 years old. Oh, that's what happened.
Lies.
So let's start over. So he says, are you a girl? And then
then he sent the other question.
I said, are you a 60-year-old perv? And he said, no, I'm 17. And I said, I'm sure. And then he sent, what? Why are you...
What?
He said...
What?
He said, what? Why are you sure? And I said, is this all you really have time to do on here? Or I said, is this all you come on here to do? And then I just thought that was so funny, but he banned me immediately after that.
You should have said, come here often.
No, I wanted to continue this conversation with him and really genuinely find out why he had no life. and why that's all he wanted to do was just get on Among Us to get girls or whatever. And so I wanted to continue that conversation, but he kicked me out before we could. So then I continued to play, and I enjoyed myself for the rest of the day. I thought that was hilarious, and I'll do it again. If I get invited or talked to like that by somebody, I will literally roast him again. I want to get to the bottom of it.
Got to get to the bottom of it. Well, I think that's gonna be all for us today. Thanks for listening to our little quick Pap Smear video. Continue to like, comment, share, turn on the notification bells if you're watching on YouTube.
Don't forget about our Instagram and our TikTok at Callie Jolly. And we got a new Facebook, so please check that out. And that's where we'll post all of our updates and stuff. So thank you guys for supporting and listening and watching.
Yeah, fill out the forms. I'm going to post them in the comments. I figure you guys have been here long enough. You kind of know the deal about the forms.
So anyway, we'll get on with it. And we're going to go eat and enjoy the rest of our night.
And we'll see you guys next Monday and next Sunday for the next episode. I think you're really going to like it. And this has been Beyond 21. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Callie.
And we're peacing out.
Bye.